I'm going to show you how to actually create and sell an ebook using AI with real tested strategy that I've used myself. Because let's be honest, I've watched dozens of create an ebook with AI videos and they all end the same way. Congratulations, you have an ebook. Yeah, then what? You upload it somewhere and you just hope people buy it from you? I wish. That's where 99% of ebook creators get stuck. But today I'm going to show you the complete system from creation to actual sales using the exact strategy that has helped me sell my ebook. Not theory, not what should work, what actually worked. Some parts worked better than others, but I'm going to show you everything. What worked for me, what didn't, and what you can actually test for yourself. Now, I'm not going to promise you'll make thousands of dollars overnight, and I'm not going to tell you it's passive income that requires no work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a realistic path that actually works, including the exact sales strategy that helped me scale my ebook business to the next level. And honestly, if you follow everything I'm going to share in this video, growing an ebook business from scratch might be the easiest thing you've ever done. So if you're tired of tutorials that leave you with a finished ebook and no idea how to get it in front of buyers, this is for you. I'm gonna break down the exact system I use, starting with the biggest mistakes most people make before they even write the first page. Let's start with the biggest mistake people make so you don't fall into the same trap. And here's the kicker, it happens before you even write your first page. The truth is that you don't need to be an expert to write an ebook, but you do need to pick a topic that people actually need help with and are ready to buy. So the first thing you need to understand is that you have two paths to choosing your topic. The easiest path is leveraging your expertise. For example, for me, this was obvious because I've built multiple six-figure Etsy stores and coach hundreds of people on the same strategies. But maybe you're a health freak or a life coach or a graphic designer or even someone who's really good at organizing their home. So any skill that others struggle with can become an ebook. The second path is researching a topic that has clear demand but isn't necessarily your expertise yet, or maybe you're not an expert yet, but a little ahead of a complete beginner. That gap is valuable. So if you're learning photography, you can create an ebook for people just starting out. Think about problems people desperately want solved. So new parents struggling with baby sleep training, or dog owners dealing with behavioral issues. But here's a critical next step that most people skip: validating that your idea actually has demand. Because let's face it, we don't want putting your efforts into creating something that no one wants. So for example, back in the day, you could create a simple ebook about how to lose weight and people would buy it. But that's not gonna cut it in 2025. Now people are searching for specific solutions. So keto for busy professionals, intermittent fasting for women over 40, or staying healthy with a demanding work schedule. The difference, you need to understand what people are actively searching for right now and adapt your idea accordingly. So generic is not gonna work anymore. Specific targeted solutions will. So before you write a single word, you need to validate demand. Now you know the first mistake that people make. They pick a topic without checking if anyone actually wants to buy information about it. This is why validation of demand is so important, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in about 10 minutes using 4 specific platforms. Start with Amazon's Kindle store. Search for your topic and look at what's already selling. But don't just look at the results, dig deeper. How many similar ebooks are there? If you see books with hundreds or thousands of reviews, that's proof that people are buying. Pay attention to the title and descriptions as well. This gives you insight into what buyers actually want. Next, head over to Etsy and search for digital guides related to your topic, and again, look deeper to understand consumer behaviors. Finally, Pinterest is your third validation tool, and it's one that most people overlook. Search for pins related to your topic and pay attention to the engagement, the saves, the comments, because this will indicate genuine interest. Look at what type of content gets the most engagement. Finally, use Google search, but do it strategically. Install a tool called Keywords Everywhere. This shows you the actual search volume for different keywords, the monthly estimates, traffic data, and the top related keywords. Instead of guessing what people want, so you can actually see exactly what they're searching for and how often. So for even more insight, you can also use Answer the Public. This tool shows you the actual questions people are asking about your topic. So you can simply type your main keyword and you'll see real questions like how to train your puppy when you're working full-time, or what's the best camera for beginner food photography. These aren't made up problems. These are real questions from real people who need solution. And if they're asking these questions, they will pay you for the answers. This gives you evidence that people are already spending money on similar content. So this isn't competition to fear, it's proof of demand. So the biggest mistake you can make is trying to create demand from scratch. And it's far easier and much more profitable to serve an audience that's already looking for a solution than trying to convince people that they should be looking for that solution. So once you've found a validated topic with a clear, unique angle, you're ready to move to the next step where AI becomes your best friend in actually creating the content. But this validation step is crucial because it's a difference between writing something people want versus writing something that sits on digital shelves collecting dust. Now comes the part everyone gets excited about, but also where people can make silly mistakes. Yes, we're going to be using AI to create our ebook, but if you think that you can just type, write me an ebook about dog training and get something worth selling, you're unfortunately setting yourself up for failure. The key to creating a valuable ebook with AI is understanding that AI is your writing assistant, not your brain. So you're still going to need to provide the knowledge and the structure and that personal touch. That is what's going to make your ebook worth buying. This is why the first thing you need to do is open a Google Doc and dump everything you know about your chosen topic, or you can just record a voice memo if that's easier for you. And the key is to get it out of your head and into a format you can build from. Don't worry about making it perfect or even organized at this stage. Just write down everything you know and every tip and every strategy and every insights you have about your topic. Include also any personal stories related to your subject, because these is what will make your ebook credible and relatable. So if you're writing about productivity, share the specific system that helped you manage your workload. If it's about cooking, tell the story about the disaster meal that you once made. Then once you have all your knowledge on paper, you're gonna start organizing it into a rough structure using AI. Ask ChatGPT to create main headings for your major topics and add bullet points or brief notes under each section. This structure will become the backbone of your ebook. So after you have your rough draft with your personal stories and example, it's time to bring your AI writer in. But here's a crucial part. Don't ask AI to write your entire ebook at once. Instead, work section by section for much better results. And here's a hack I've discovered that works incredibly well. Don't stick to just one AI tool. Each AI has different strengths, so why not use them strategically? So I use ChatGPT or DeepSeek when I need help structuring and organizing my ideas because they're brilliant at creating outlines. Then I switched to Claude.ai for the actual writing because it produced more natural flowing content. Think of it like having a specialized team instead of just one person trying to do everything. You get better results when each tool does what it does best. Here's the approach that works best. Take one section of your outline along with your personal notes and stories for that section and ask AI to expand into a comprehensive chapter. Give AI context about your target audience, the tone you want to achieve, and specific points you want to emphasize. Then review what AI produces, edit it to match your voice, and add any additional personal touches that feel authentic to your experience. Use this exact prompt to create a high-quality ebook. Expand this section into a full chapter using a clear conversational tone. My target audience is, so business owners, Etsy sellers, side hustlers, and I want this to sound personal, inspiring, not robotic or overly formal. Emphasize the key ideas below and feel free to use metaphors, example, or storytelling to make it more relatable. Don't invent new facts. Stick to what I've shared here. Keep paragraphs short and easy to read. And here are my notes for this chapter. So use tools like Grammarly to catch any grammatical errors or awkward phrasing that AI might have created. Read each section out loud to make sure it flows naturally and sounds like something you'd actually say. And again, Claude does a better job with this than ChatGPT. It produces more natural sounding content that requires less editing for flow and readability. I know this process might sound very time consuming, and honestly it is, but think about it this way. You're creating an asset that can generate income for years to come, and the extra hours you spend now are hours that can literally pay for your rent month after month. So once you have all your content polished and ready, the most important step is packaging it. Your ebook title is often the first thing buyers see, and it needs to immediately communicate the value you're offering. Be clear and benefit focused with your title. So for example, the complete guide to sleep training your baby in 30 days. It tells people exactly what they'll get and sets a specific expectation. And if you're struggling with your title, this is another perfect use for AI. Provide details about your target audience, their main pain points, and the key benefits your ebooks deliver. Then ask AI to generate multiple title options. Look for titles that are specific, benefit-driven, and create curiosity without being misleading. Here's another thing that most people don't understand. Even if you've written the most valuable ebook in the world, it won't sell if it doesn't look professional and appealing. Visual presentation matters because people are making decisions based on first impressions. So head over to Canva and search for ebook templates. You'll find dozens of options and even more if you have Canva Pro. The key is choosing a template that matches both your topic and your target's audience expectations. A fitness ebook should look energetic and motivating, while a business strategy guide should appear professional and authoritative. Don't just grab the first template you see. Spend some time browsing through the options and imagine your ideal customer seeing each design. Which design communicates the value and professionalism of your content? The template you choose becomes part of your marketing, so choose wisely. Once you've selected your template, carefully copy and paste your content into the design. Pay attention to formatting, make sure your text is readable, and ensure that your section flows logically from page to page. Add any relevant images or graphics that support your content, but don't overcrowd your pages. Now add your title to your Canva cover page, and when everything looks perfect, download your complete ebook as a PDF file and save your cover page separately as a high-quality JPEG image. You'll need both files for the selling process, so the PDF is obviously your product, but the JPEG cover image is what you'll use for marketing across different platforms. At this point, you have an ebook that provides real value to your audience, but having a great product is only half the battle. The other half, and arguably the most challenging part, is actually getting people to buy it. That's where most sellers struggle. But I'm about to show you several specific methods to generate sales without needing a massive social media following or spending a fortune on advertising. The first method I want to share with you is probably the easiest way to start generating sales immediately, and that's publishing your ebook on Etsy. What most people don't realize is that Etsy gets millions of visitors every day, which means you're tapping into existing buyers and existing traffic instead of trying to create it from scratch. You don't need to bring traffic to Etsy, and you don't need to spend money on ads either. The customers are already there, actively searching for solutions. The process itself is pretty straightforward. You'll upload your PDF files as your main product and use your cover page JPEG as a listing image. But here's where most sellers make a mistake that costs them sales. They think that their cover page alone is enough to convince people to buy, when in reality, you need multiple images, and not just random images, but something like this, which helps you sell your product for you. This is why creating mockups is absolutely essential to your success on Etsy. Think of mockups as your silent salesperson working around the clock. But here's the most important part about your mockups, and this is something I learned through testing dozens of listings. You need to include all your key selling points directly on these mockup images because no one reads the full product description. I'm serious about this. Your mockup image needs to communicate that it's a digital download, that it's beginner friendly, and how many pages it contains, what specific problems it solves, and any crucial details that would influence someone buying, right? So the people scrolling through Etsy, they're making split-second decisions, and your mock-ups, they need to communicate the value of your ebook instantly. Another thing worth noting about Etsy as well is that you need to understand what people are actively searching in the platform and also understand the specific keywords that people are using. That's also going to drive sales to your Etsy listing. So visual presentation and also understanding specifically what people are searching for and how to make sure that your listing also differentiates itself from your competitors. Now, the second method might surprise you, and I know some of you are probably thinking it just sounds too simple to work, but selling through threads has been one of my most effective strategies because the platform is still relatively new, which means there's significantly less competition compared to Instagram or Twitter, and the algorithm is much more favorable to new creators. The beauty of threads is that you can build an audience and drive sales without needing thousands of followers. The platform's algorithm actually pushes quality content to people who aren't following you yet, which means every post has the potential to reach new potential customers. Plus, you can manage everything efficiently using social media management tools like Metricool, which allows you to schedule posts and track engagement without spending hours every day on the platform. And you can use AI to help you write thread posts, making the content creation process even faster and more efficient than other social media networks out there. Here's a strategy that works. You're gonna take the outline of your ebook and you're gonna feed it to AI with a specific prompt, asking it to create 30 different promotional posts that provide genuine value while quietly promoting your product. The key word here is value. You're not creating 30 sales pitches. Instead, you're creating posts that teach, inspire, or help your audience while naturally leading them toward your ebook as a complete solution. And all you need to do is add the link in your bio. And the best part about this method is that you're not limited to Etsy for sales. You can actually direct traffic to a Gumroad, your own website, or any other platform you prefer because you're driving the traffic yourself rather than depending on a marketplace internal search algorithm. This third method is probably the easiest but tricky approach. And honestly, it feels almost unfair how effective it can be with so little actual work from you. I'm talking about creating an AI version of yourself to promote your ebook through video content. The platform I recommend for this is HeyGen AI, which allows you to create a digital avatar that looks and sounds just like you. The process is surprisingly simple. You upload a few photos of yourself and record a short video sample so the AI can learn your appearance and voice patterns. All you need to do is use Claude.ai or another AI tool to write your video scripts for promoting your ebook. And once you have your scripts, you're gonna simply paste them into HeyGen and it creates professional looking videos of your AI avatar delivering the content. And you can create multiple videos per week without ever appearing on camera yourself. The key to success with this method is consistency and variety. Creating different types of videos addressing different pain points your audience faces and different angles for presenting your ebook. Some videos might be educational, others might be motivational, and some could be behind the scene content about your own journey with the topic. All right, so now let's talk about how to scale your ebook business into a real income stream. So now that you have your ebook selling and you're generating some income, let me show you how to scale this into something that can actually change your financial situation. So this method does require more work, but the results can be life-changing. I'm talking about taking your single ebook and turning it into a complete business. So here's how it works. You need to create a funnel, and a funnel simply means instead of just selling one ebook, you're gonna collect people's email addresses and then you're gonna keep on emailing them and providing them value. So offer them also bigger solutions. So maybe a full course or one-on-one coaching, and obviously it's gonna cost more than the ebook. So it's like turning a $10 sell into $100 and into $1,000. So it is more work, but it's also going to help you generate more money and a viable, sustainable business. And this is exactly what I did with my own business, and the results were remarkable. So instead of selling individual ebooks for $15 to $30, I was able to package my knowledge into a course and sell it for more. So the platform I used for this was Kajabi. Kajabi, which allowed me to create a professional course experience complete with video lessons and downloadable resources. And within just 1 week of launching my course, I had generated significant revenue that far exceeded what I could make from an individual ebook sale. So essentially, you have to remember that while ebooks are a great way to generate income, you also have to find ways to nurture your audience, find ways to provide them even more value, which is why this method is so effective. Now, Kajabi does come with higher platform fees, but I've been coaching students for a while and this was just a good investment for me. But if you're looking for a more budget-friendly option, Systeme.io offers almost similar functions at a way lower price point. And here's a strategy that makes this approach so powerful. Creating a lead magnet by offering something valuable to your previous customers on Etsy or Shopify or Gumroad for free in exchange for their email address. And once you have their email address, you can use them both for email marketing. And I know this sounds complicated, but all you need to do is provide value and gradually introduce them to your higher price course or coaching. Now, the course itself is nothing but a detailed expansion of your ebook content. So you're gonna take each chapter of your ebook and turn it into detailed lessons and practical exercises, case studies, templates, and bonus materials to help people get the results you had. What makes this scaling strategy so effective is that you're using the trust and credibility you've already built through your ebook sales, and people who have purchased and benefit from your ebook, they're perfect buyers for your course or your coaching program. Look, I just walked you through a complete system for creating and selling and scaling an ebook business using AI and realistic methods that actually work. So this isn't theory, and this is the exact process I've used and tested myself. But here's the thing, knowing the information and actually implementing it are two completely different things. So you can watch this video, feel motivated, and then do absolutely nothing with what you've just learned. Or you can pick one method, start with step 1, and actually build something that generates real income. The choice is entirely yours, but I want you to understand something important. The opportunity to create and sell digital products has never been more accessible than it is right now. AI tools have removed most of the barriers. Platforms like Etsy provide ready-made audiences, and the demand for quality information has never been higher. If you found value in this video, do me a favor and let me know in the comments which method you're most excited to try. Are you going to start with the Etsy approach, dive into threads marketing, or go straight to creating AI videos? I read comments every single day, and I generally am curious about which direction resonates the most with you. And remember, every successful business started with someone deciding to take the first step. Your first step is choosing your topic and validating the demand. Everything else is gonna build from there. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.